Love him or hate him, millions of young men around the world listen to Andrew Tate for one primary reason. He forces them to talk and think about money. Some admire him, some criticize him. Some agree with everything he says. Others disagree with almost all of it. But regardless of where you stand, there is one thing that cannot be ignored. He got young men talking about money. This isn't about deciding whether he is perfect or whether he is always right. It is about a much simpler reality. Most men spend decades learning exactly how to spend money, but they spend almost no time learning how to actually make it. And in this world, that is a highly dangerous mistake. Today, we are leaving the internet noise, the controversy, and the headlines at the door. And whether you agree with Andrew Tate or not, there are financial lessons in his message that every young man can learn from. Some of these lessons might save you years of frustration. Some might completely change the way you look at money. And one day, they might change your life. Let's begin.
Lesson 1. Speed beats perfection. The first rule of modern business is simple. Perfect and slow loses to good and fast every single time. I see so many young men stall out before they even begin. They spend 6 months overthinking a business idea, tweaking a logo, or designing business cards for a company that has made $0. They are hiding behind planning because they are afraid of market reality. The true law of execution is to launch immediately. Put the basic version of your idea out into the world, test the market, and get money flowing through the door first. You can fix operational errors, smooth out the edges, and improve your branding later. Money likes speed. If an idea doesn't generate cash quickly, pivot or optimize. Do not romanticize a business that hasn't made a single dollar. Lesson 2. Escape the consumer mindset. Look around you today. The modern world is explicitly designed to keep you broke, distracted, and dependent. Most people are heavily trained from childhood to be pure consumers. They consume endless entertainment, buy products they don't need, follow short-lived trends, and swallow distractions. But wealthy people have a completely different psychological wiring. They are obsessively focused on producing. Consumers spend their capital. Producers earn it. The modern economy rewards the builders, the creators, and the problem solvers. Every time you log onto the internet, you are either the customer or the creator. The fastest way to stay broke is to spend your life consuming what other men create. Turn off the consumer brain and start asking, what value can I build today?
Lesson 3. Money is not earned, it is taken. We need to reframe the basic psychology of a financial transaction. Nobody is ever going to walk into your room and hand you a briefcase of cash simply because you are a good person with pure intentions. Money is never just earned through passive obedience, it is transferred. It moves from someone else's bank account into yours because you forced a value exchange. You either solved a painful problem, provided high-level utility, or captured their attention. Stop waiting around for someone to notice your hard work and give you a raise or an opportunity. Look directly at the marketplace, identify where the bleeding pain points are, and build a machine that extracts revenue by solving those problems cleanly. Lesson 4. Calculated risk versus blind caution. You will never achieve financial freedom by playing it entirely safe. Wealth creation requires you to understand the asymmetric relationship between risk and reward. Calculated risks, whether it is investing your capital into a new business venture, backing a raw talent, or executing a bold investment strategy, are the only vehicles that generate exponential growth. The greatest danger a young man faces is not failure, it is the silent decay of being overly cautious. If you spend your 20s trembling at the thought of losing a few $100s on a business test, you will comfortably clear the path for bolder men to seize the opportunities meant for you. Do not gamble blindly, but do not hide in fear either. Mitigate your downside, look at the math, and have the courage to pull the trigger. A man who refuses to risk anything risks everything. Lesson 5. The power of high-income skills over degrees. The standard educational pipeline is completely broken for wealth creation. For decades, young men were told that a university degree was the golden ticket. Today, it frequently saddles a young man with massive debt while teaching him compliance and outdated theories. True financial freedom does not come from a piece of paper. It comes from acquiring high-income skills that can be monetized independently. Things like sales, copywriting, digital marketing, and software architecture. Your income in this life will always be directly proportional to how difficult you are to replace. A standard degree makes you an easily replaceable commodity. A specialized high-income skill makes you a necessity. Lesson 6. Attention is the ultimate commodity. In the digital economy, wherever human attention goes, money inevitably follows. You can easily possess the greatest product, the most brilliant service, or the most valuable business model in the world, but if absolutely nobody knows you exist, your business is dead on arrival. Tate completely mastered the mechanics of virality, meme warfare, and attention capture, leveraging it to fuel multi-million-dollar digital ecosystems. You must learn the baseline rules of modern media and traffic. If you understand how to capture, hold, and intelligently direct human attention, you will never have to worry about being broke. Lesson 7. Your body is an asset. Most young men compartmentalize their life. They think their physical health and their bank account are two completely separate things. That is a massive blind spot. The highly successful understand that your physical vessel is the foundational engine of your revenue. Your daily energy levels directly dictate your baseline productivity. Your physical presence and fitness dictate your confidence, which directly commands respect and opens doors to new opportunities. The raw self-discipline it takes to build a strong body transfers seamlessly into business execution. A tired, out-of-shape man struggles to build wealth. Treat your body like the high-performance machine it needs to be. Lesson 8. Delay gratification. Weak men demand their rewards immediately. They want the flashy lifestyle, the praise, and the comfort before they have even dug the foundation. Strong men are fully prepared to sacrifice their today to buy their tomorrow. Look at Tate's early years. Throughout his 20s, he lived in relative obscurity, broke, sleeping on gym floors, and enduring physical punishment as a kickboxer to build a hardened mindset. He didn't start celebrating until the empire was secure. You must learn to save before you spend, invest before you flex, learn before you earn, and build long before you celebrate. Most people want the lifestyle before they build the foundation. True patience is a financial superpower. Lesson 9. Build an unfair advantage. You cannot scale a massive financial empire as a lone wolf. Hard labor alone will only get you so far. Real scaling requires access to high-level information and powerful rooms. Tate constantly stresses the absolute necessity of surrounding yourself with hyper-focused, wealthy, and disciplined individuals. A high-level network acts as an early warning radar system for economic shifts. They share insider business tactics, trade deal flows, and push your standards higher. If your current circle of friends only talks about video games, drinking, and sports, your bank account will always reflect that stagnation. Lesson 10. Asset accumulation over liability. True wealth accumulation requires a complete mental shift from consumerism to ownership.
When a weak man gets his first big paycheck or hits his first profitable month, his immediate instinct is to buy depreciating liabilities, flashy clothes on finance, luxury watches, or expensive nights out just to look rich to people he doesn't like. True power lies in the standard of quiet asset accumulation. Use your active, hard-earned income to fund cash-flowing assets, businesses, real estate, and hard investments. True wealth isn't determined by what you spend at a nightclub, it is determined by the assets you permanently control.
Lesson 11. Time is more valuable than money. Money can always be earned back. You can lose a fortune tomorrow and build an even larger one over the next 5 years. But time is a strictly non-renewable resource. I see an entire generation of young men living on total autopilot, spending entire weekends gaming, scrolling endlessly through feeds, and letting their prime years drift away with zero direction. Young men think they have unlimited time. They don't. The single most expensive thing you can possibly waste on this earth is your 20s. Every day you waste is a day you hand your competition the advantage. Lesson 12. Build multiple sources of income. Relying on a single paycheck is the ultimate form of financial vulnerability. If you have only one stream of income, you are exactly one decision away from economic devastation. The modern landscape provides unprecedented access to scale. You must aggressively focus on building multiple layers of financial resilience, whether that is through side businesses, freelancing, strategic investing, content creation, or online opportunities. Financial freedom begins the exact day your survival no longer depends on the permission of a single employer. Diversification creates absolute resilience. My young friends, whether you agree with Andrew Tate or thoroughly disagree with him, that isn't the point of our talk today. The point is that highly successful people always leave a trail of clues. Not everything they say or do is worth copying, but their core operational principles are always worth examining with a sober mind. The biggest money lesson here isn't about the sports cars, the expensive watches, or the shallow status symbols. It is about a man's obligation to become highly valuable. Valuable men naturally create opportunities. Valuable men solve complex problems. Valuable men relentlessly build high-income skills. And valuable men rarely stay broke for long. So stop obsessing over outward appearances. Stop chasing hollow shortcuts. Stand up, look inward, and start building your internal worth. Because when a man genuinely becomes valuable, money eventually notices. If you are ready to stop making excuses and start building real mass, look at the comments section below right now and type, "I choose value over excuses." Mark your territory. Subscribe to this channel to join our circle of disciplined men. Always remember, money follows value, value follows discipline, and discipline starts today. Now, step away from the screen and get to work.